Hello, good evening and welcome to the Champions League live. And what a game to start with. It's JB here with the commentary, and we're from the San Siro Stadium in Milan. As Inter Milan take on Tottenham Hotspur here in the first round of group fixtures. The team's about to come out of this narrow tunnel here into this vast arena that is the San Siro, the JS Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, and it's a fantastic atmosphere. And a sea of colour as these teams come out under the field. Inter Milan, former winners of the Champions League as recent as 2010. But these two sides are previous before in the Champions League. Remember that game back in 2010 when Gareth Bale just ripped them apart? Well, we'd like a repeat of that tonight, that is for sure. But a great atmosphere. The new Champions League format now with the staggered kick-off times. Also Barcelona are playing as well. Liverpool play later on tonight, and there's other fixtures next week. But it's all about Tottenham tonight. And we're going to have at least one match every match day for each round from the sixth for each round as well. So hopefully we'll be able to cover at least most of the English clubs competing. Of course, along with Spurs and Liverpool, we've got the two Manchester clubs as well involved. So London's only representation. We start our Champions League coverage this season with the game between Inter Milan and Tottenham. They're only London's only representation in this competition. And what an atmosphere. And Milan, no better setting to open our Champions League coverage this season on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Two managers down below me embrace. And we'll get a full check on the two teams very, very shortly. In fact, we should be receiving news of the lineups right now as the teams line up for their obligatory photographs. And Spurs making one or two interesting changes, but it's Inter Milan first. And Andanovic in goal for them. And then a back four of Asamoah, Miranda and De Vrij and Skriniar. Five in the midfield with Perisic on the left, Brozovic, Nainggolan and Vecchino, and Politano on the right, and Icardi, the main striker up front. On the bench, Prandelli, Burnley, two goalkeepers there, interestingly. Chiesa, Regula, Valero, D'Ambrosio and Candreva. A very, very good lineup there for Inter Milan. Referee tonight comes from France, that's Clément Turpin. And his extra officials are Nicolas Danos, Rudy Bouquet, Cyril Neguri and Nicolas Rainville. So big job for the all French officials tonight. So no Lloris or no Dele Alli in the side, but it's Michel Baum that takes his place in goal. A back four of Davis, Vertonghen, Sanchez and Aurier. Aurier plays on the right, Davis on the left. Three-man midfield with Eriksen on the left of that, Eric Dyer and Moussa Dembele. And then up top, Son, Lamela and Harry Kane. On the bench, Gazzaniga the goalkeeper, Danny Rose, Harry Winks, Victor Wanyama, Kyle Walker-Peters, Llorente and Lucas Moura. And of course, Pochettino is the manager. Well, there's the Inter Milan coach I'm just seeing there, and there's Harry Kane. Really needs a big game tonight. Didn't really perform as well as I thought he would have done against Liverpool on Saturday when Spurs were beaten, of course, by 2-1. But it's a big occasion, Milan. No better setting for our Champions League coverage to begin. Full match commentary then of this match tonight between Inter Milan and Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs in the white shirts, Inter Milan in those blue and black stripes. And away we go then. Spurs, who have never won the European Cup in its in any week incarnation, get us underway, and they're attacking the goal to our left. And of course Inter Milan have won it a couple of times, the last time being 2010 when they beat Bayern Munich 2-0 in Madrid. So plenty of European experience for Inter Milan. Won countless European prizes in their history. They've won the UEFA Cup. They won the UEFA Cup. They've certainly won the Cup Winners' Cup as well, I'm sure, over the years. So plenty of European experience as a club behind them. But here comes Spurs. And he's stopped there midway inside If we get another result like we did in 2010, a 4-3 game, we'd be absolutely delighted. Here's Uria now to bring the ball over the halfway line, up towards Harry Kane. Kane with a good header down, but giving away near to Inter Milan. And it's the first time that we've been abroad for our match this season, for our Tuesday match, and it's the first Tuesday match live of the season, and I hope you can join me for that. As I'm glad that you're with us for this one tonight. All the early fixtures will be, all the early kickoffs when available will be brought to you live on this channel. All these staggered kickoff times, and the new television deal in the UK with BT Sport, which means no more Champions League football on terrestrial TV for at least 3 years. As the ball goes back to Andanovic, the goalkeeper here for Inter Milan, in an all-yellow outfit this afternoon, or this evening rather, 6 o'clock in the UK. Probably a couple of hours ahead in Italy. The ball over towards the far side here. The foul, in fact, offside has been given there by the assistants on the near side, and a free kick back to it's number 14, Nangulan, who was the man that was trapped offside on the far side there by the linesman, and in the end Tottenham surviving there. But Spurs, who were very comfortable in beating Manchester United, you may remember, when they played a very dicey back ball there, and Vertonghen just about made it, but then the clearance away there from Davinson Sanchez wasn't a particularly good one either. Of course, Liverpool got a big game tonight against PSG, and here's a chance now, and offside against Icardi as he was ambling towards the penalty area. Spurs playing a dangerous game there with the offside and just about getting away with it, but he was just about offside there. As I say, he wasn't a lot to spare, that is for sure. Coming up to 3 minutes rather of the first half. Inter Milan 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. The UEFA Champions League, remember, the group phase is underway now. And well, it's always a great. You can tell that the European season's well and truly alive now in terms of European action when the actual tournaments proper really begin. And it is a shame really that Burnley are not going to be represented there at all this evening. Very disappointing they didn't reach the knockout round, the group rounds of the Europa League. And could have been describing an AC Milan as well. But this game is from. Just trying to think what group it is. It's Group B we're focusing on. So it's Group B, Inter Milan and Tottenham Hotspur. So it's Champions League Group B. So remember that, make a note, it's Group B. Here's Lamela trying to run through, but he's been blocked out of it this time. And now a chance here for Inter Milan to come forward, and it was number 77, Brozovic, who's got the big blonde hair, the great big blob of blonde hair. And he's lost possession this time, and Ben Davies wants it on the left hand side. Davies plays it in there towards Harry Kane. It looked like he was tripped there from behind. I think the referee has not given it. Must have been a good challenge there by De Vrij, it has to be said. Pochettino, the manager. Spurs really didn't play at all well on Saturday against Liverpool at Wembley, and they paid the price really, although they did get back into it towards the end for Eric Lamela, but by then it was too late. Liverpool were just too good on the day and were very worthy winners. As Sanchez comes forward, finds Aurier, and now Sanchez again, 10 yards inside his own half, up towards halfway. And then Belly takes possession and now finds Jan Vertonghen. Vertonghen now to Davies. Davies now holding it up. Good ball that. And well, Lamela trying to play it round the corner, looking for Son. Looks like Son and Kane are playing as a two with Lamela, the number 10, in behind the two strikers, according to UEFA's graphics, that is. As Inter Milan just go canting forward down the left hand side. I think there should be I think this game has got the hallmarks of being a cracker here. Inter Milan coming forward, looking to pierce this Tottenham defence. And Skriniar gets the ball back, and here's De Vrij. Gets it back again, De Vrij. He'll have to go back to Andanovic here. He goes back to Andanovic, and we have our first. Russ is on. Good evening, Russ. Hello. Hope you're very well indeed. European Champions League tonight, and we always try and bring you the best in club football on this YouTube channel in terms of commentaries. As I said, we'll bring you at least one match every match day from now till December. There's 6 match days in the group stages, and we'll at least bring you one of the earlier kickoffs involving English teams. And of course, I'm sure Ross will be more than happy to keep a watching brief on the other game going on and keep you updated with the events in the Nou Camp Stadium, as Barcelona, who haven't won it now for quite some time now, they were beaten rather dramatically in Italy, but quite a number of miles away, about 50 miles down the road in Rome at the Olympic Stadium, when Roma won at their expense and went through to a two-legged semi-final with Liverpool, which had so many twists and turns in it. It was one of the world's semi-finals that just had everything in it, and it could have been could have gone either way, but 32 teams left in this competition as Nainggolan makes the break down the far near side, and or Perisic rather wins his team a corner. Good ball by Asamoah down that left hand side, and Perisic saw his cross well blocked there by Davinson Sanchez, and feed playing. This is Group B of the Champions League, as the corner from the far side comes in for Inter Milan, and it came out and whacked very wildly there by Nainggolan and over into the stands for a goal kick. With 8 minutes gone then in the San Siro, it's Inter Milan 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Group B of this UEFA Champions League group phase, match day number 1. And of course there's 6 match days in all, and into several groups of 4. They are, I think it's 8 groups of 4. And then they have to try and figure out top 2, and then whoever finishes top 2 will qualify automatically through the last 16 of this competition. Anybody that finishes 3rd will go into the Europa League knockout rounds, and anybody who finishes 4th will go out of Europe altogether. That's the formula, as it has been for so many other years. And this is no exception, as Inter Milan have a throw-in. I have to say the atmosphere around the San Siro is quite remarkable. It really is, in terms of the atmosphere around the stadium here at the moment, as a corner has been given, and the Inter Milan manager there just prowling around the touchline. 9 minutes gone as that corner comes in, headed away by Davinson Sanchez inside his own 6-yard box. Now it's Brozovic, now the midfielder with the beach blonde hair, has to get it back to his defender Miranda, who gets it back to goalkeeper Andanovic as Perisic starts the run. Header back, that should be Urias to get back to Michel Vorm. No Hugo Lloris. I know he's Serbian. He's recently been in the news for all the wrong reasons. He pleaded guilty to drink driving, and he's now been banned from driving for 20 months. I'm being told, as Spurs concede a very cheap throw in there. Ben Davies the culprit, and it's almost in line with the edge of the Spurs penalty area. It's going to be number 16 here. Politano the take. Nainggolan is waiting in the penalty area on the edge of the area. Looks like it's going to be a long throw in here from Politano, and Politano throws it high into the air. Flicked on in the near post, and a chance inside the 6-yard area, and I think Davinson Sanchez rather acrobatically overhead kicked it away. Still a chance here for Politano. Now a chance now for Skriniar to get the ball into the penalty area, and Inter Milan, as Nainggolan's shot loops up into the air. Over scuffed the shot, And Michel Vorm, who was guilty on the opening Liverpool goal on Saturday, and this time decided to stay at home, and in the end it proved a good decision. He left it to his defenders who did magnificently well. Kane holding it up well and finding Eriksen deep inside the minutes of this first half. Champions League Group B, 0-0. Free kick to Tottenham, midway inside the Inter Milan half, about 30 yards just to the left of centre from goal. Brozovic the culprit. He's complaining there to Mr. Turpin, the referee from France. But you could have took your choice from two there. He bundled into two of them. And problems afoot here for Inter Milan. And Andanovic having to build his wall. Now, wouldn't this be a great feather in the cap for Mauricio Pochettino here if he was to see a side score from this? Harry Kane's up behind this one. There's a three-man committee here. It must be about a good 30 yards from goal. Left of centre here. Andanovic rather casually trying to build his wall. There's Kane there. Eriksen there, Eric Dyer there. Looks like it's going to be Christian Eriksen that's going to take the free kick. Kane and Dyer walking away, so it's going to be the right foot of Eriksen here. As I said, all of 30 yards, but players that really are capable of turning up to the big stage. Just had over 12 minutes of the first half. Eriksen will strike it right-footed, and he does. Runs up, strikes it right-footed, and it's a great save from Andanovic. And one would have thought he might have palmed it out for a corner. In fact, Spurs get a throw in about halfway inside the Inter Milan half, and then throw it back to halfway when Inter Milan blocked up all the avenues of a possible attack. Jan Vertonghen now for 20 yards inside his own half on the left-hand side. Feeds Ben Davies. Davies trying to turn, but again, good defending there this time from Inter Milan. And here they come again, and the ball stabbed forward, trying to the San Siro in Milan. One of the great arenas, it's one of the great settings for European football, the San Siro Stadium here in Milan. Davis forward for Spurs, but again cut out. Of course, both Inter Milan and AC Milan share the same stadium as Inter get a throw in. Again in line with the edge of the penalty area. Politano to take it. Now we've seen what he can do from those long throws. Caused Spurs one or two troubles already as Politano then runs up, takes the throw into the area, wait for the flick on, and then again a shot there and goes just wide on the turn, right foot with the effort. That's the save from Andanovic. Maybe should be catching that for me, Andanovic. You know what these foreign goalkeepers are like, they like to palm or punch rather than catch. In the end it didn't matter too much because Spurs escaped the danger. Nangolan has been at a very good heart of everything thus far in the first half. I think he is a very good player, I feel. As we go to almost a quarter of an hour gone in the first half. No goals, I believe, in Barcelona in their opening match against PSV Eindhoven. A long ball forward, but again, Aurier a little bit careless there with the header as he tried to nod it back to Michel Vorm, but it's a corner here for Inter, and the crowd here at the San Siro can sense an opportunity here for Inter. Brozovic, the shaven-headed blonde hair. He's got 3/4 of his head shaved, and on the top he's got big blonde hair. They've gone short with it. Cross has been dug out in towards the 6-yard area, well crossed. Well taken rather by Michel Vorm. The ball coming in from the left-hand side there. Still 0-0 here. As Tottenham, who have never won the European Cup, they've won the other two European competitions. That was the UEFA Cup in '84 and the European Cup Winners' Cup. They were the first British team in actual fact to win a European trophy back in 1963. Would you believe? When Jimmy Greaves was still playing and all that sort of thing. So they've got a very good European pedigree, although they've only won 2 European trophies in their history. As I said, they've won the Cup Winners' Cup in '63 and the UEFA Cup in '84. So they have a little bit about them, Spurs, but they've never won the European Cup in any guise at all, Champions League or European Cup before that. So as I say, 0-0 here in Milan, and of course any developments in Barcelona will be finding out from Russ, who's our man in the know this evening. And this is a sort of a compensation thing for the unfortunate problem we had with the Burnley commentary the other day against Wolves. But I'm sure the video will have taught you anything you need to know about that. And we're back with the match, and it's we just had 17 minutes of the first half, and here's Eriksen now. Say it's Group B of the Champions League, and there's a chance now for Spurs to come forward, and it's Aurier's taking a forward position, infield to Lamela. Lamela on the edge of the area tries to play it towards Son, but it was well cut out there by the De Free. And then on to number 37, Skriniar. I think that's how you pronounce it. Very difficult to pronounce some of these names, but we'll always have a go. So Internazionale is their actual title, although in English it's very much known as Inter Milan. Their rivals AC will start their Europa League campaign on Thursday. And of course Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield tonight. That should be an absolute cracker. I'm going to settle down after commentary tonight and enjoy that one. And Monaco and Atletico Madrid, that's another big match. All those games incidentally kicking off around at 8 o'clock UK time. 6 o'clock British time for the early games, and then the rest all kick off at 8 o'clock. Ben Davies spare fouling Nangulan, and a free kick to Inter deep inside the Tottenham half. Luciano Spalletti is the coach of Inter Milan, or the manager. So they all refer in this competition to coaches. I'm of the old-fashioned variety and would rather say manager. As the referee Clement Turpin gives the free kick to Inter Milan, it's going to be Brozovic to take, number 77, to take the free kick. And we're coming up towards 20 minutes played of the first half. UEFA Champions League Group B on match day number 1 in this competition. Brozovic is being left, and they're all coming forward. It's going to be a good free kick, hopefully piling in there. And as I said, the ball played in, but everyone misses the left hand free kick, and it's behind for a goal kick. It was Skriniar with the free kick, and in the end it was well left by everybody, certainly in the Spurs persuasion, but nobody gambling for Inter Milan as we approach almost the 20-minute mark of the game. Still goalless here as Dembele makes a good break. He picks out Son on the left hand side. Son now in towards the Inter Milan penalty area. Looked like he was tagged there, and the referee I think agrees with him, and Skriniar is going to be receiving a yellow card. He appeals, he's protesting as if he's completely innocent, but I think he knew what he was doing there. Son was certainly obstructed, and you could tell he was going straight for the man and not any attempt to play the ball. He can pray all he wants, but I think that's the right decision from Clement Turpin, the referee from France, and he cleans Son out. There's no doubt about it. Free kick left hand side, practically on the edge of the penalty area, as we come up towards the halfway mark of the first half here in the UEFA Champions League Group B. So Milan, Skriniar gets himself the yellow card, gets himself a booking. Spurs have a chance here to work a free kick from the left hand side. Lamela maybe with the left foot, Eriksen with the right. I would favour Eriksen with the right foot as opposed to Lamela with the left. Looks like Eriksen's up behind this one, and it'll be floated into the area, you can be assured of that. As Eriksen runs over, Lamela was the decoy, the ball was whipped in there, wiggle flick on, and Danovic coming through a crowd of bodies claims the ball very, very well at the far post, and no problems there for the Inter Milan goalkeeper. Wasn't the best free kick that Eriksen has put in there, but that said, there was a nice little moment there potentially there for Inter Milan, but against Inter Milan there for Tottenham, but nothing doing there. But here come Inter Milan again, running through the centre. Once again, good tackling there, and Vecchino was dispossessed. Brozovic has now got it deep inside the Spurs half, and then hooks it out of play rather strangely. He thinks it's an Inter Milan throw-in. I thought it came... Well, I don't know what happened there. I wonder if the ball popped. We had one or two problems with the World Cup balls in Russia, where there was a couple of incidences in the group stages of the World Cup where there was a lot of balls that were popping. Yeah, it bursts. That's what happens. The ball bursts. And we had a drop ball which Eriksen just kicked back to Handanovic, and we can get the game going again halfway through the first half. So these balls really do need to be a bit more sturdier, certainly in the tackle. But there was one or two of the balls they use in the Champions League. They're not Nike or Mitre that you see in the English leagues. These are made by Adidas, and of course they were the World Cup balls, and one or two of those burst as well quite comprehensively in some of the earlier matches during the World Cup during the summer. As the ball goes back to number 6, Davinson Sanchez. Again, just stroking the ball around here. 0-0 in this one, 0-0 in Barcelona. Any change in the scoreline, I'm sure Russ will have it on for you. And of course, you can comment tonight. Hashtag JB Live. Any Spurs supporters listening in? If there's any Spurs supporters, let yourself be known. We welcome supporters of every club on this YouTube channel to comment and debate the game of football. We are not just there for Burnley Football Club, we're here for everybody else. And we're open to fans' ideas as well. That's number 37. Scabiart plays the ball in there towards Miranda. Miranda touching it out towards the far side. And Samoa now playing it in. And Perisic has the ball now. The ball played in there towards Vecchino. Vecchino gets it back from Nangulan. Good football this from Inter, but first real opportunity they've had to break there. For a little while. We played just over 24 minutes of the first half. Still Inter Milan 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0 is the score here at the San Siro Stadium here in Milan. Brozovic has possession, finds De Vrij, and De Vrij now comes up towards halfway. Sort of like runs up towards halfway. Finds number 37 Skriniar pirouetting nicely away from Son, and then plays the ball back again to De Vrij. Now Skriniar again down the right hand side, and Son has won it on the Spurs left, but Harry Kane was retreating from an offside position, so that wouldn't have mattered too much in the way of an opportunity there for Spurs, because Harry Kane, as I say, was coming back from an offside position. Still 0-0 here in really what's been a little bit of a lacklustre first half in terms of massive chances. And well, 56% possession for Spurs to Inter Milan's 44, 83 passes to 137 in Tottenham's favour. Inter Milan, the team making the 83 passes at that stage in the as the graphic and the caption, as I saw on my monitor, was actually saying there. Ball played in there towards Politano. Politano battling the ball, gets it back to Brozovic. Now Perisic now running there, gets the crossing from the left hand side, and a header comes in. It was almost an own goal, in fact, and that was a great piece of goalkeeping. It was almost an own goal by, I think it might have been Davinson Sanchez, and in the meantime Harry Kane's been fouled. I don't know whether it was an own goal attempt or was it... Well, Perisic's cross. Yeah, it was almost an own goal by Davinson Sanchez. And it was a great save, in fact, by Michel Vorm. And Spurs almost behind after 26 minutes in the first half here in Milan. 0-0. As the ball is hooked long and hopeful there towards Son, and he'll reach it. Son will reach the ball. And he keeps it in by the byline. On the left-hand side, deep inside into Milan's half. Back in field to Ben Davies. Now back in field to Dembele. Now then, Dyer now plays it in towards Lamela. Gets it back to Dyer. Dyer has got Aurier on the far side. Just about keeps it into play. Still Aurier. Plays the 1-2 with Eriksson. Lamela takes over. Still Spurs have it. Deep inside into territory here. Vertonghen now to Davis. Spurs retreating a little bit after getting into a little promising position a second or two back with Son. And Son plays the ball back. Vertonghen takes charge. 0-0 is the scoreline here. And here's Davinson Sanchez, who almost put for his own goal a second ago. Plays it out towards Son. And Son plays it back in field once again to Moussa Dembele. Dembele now looking towards Eriksson. Kane waits in the centre here. Chance for the cross to come in there towards Harry Kane. And in the end it's hooked behind for a corner. The Fry couldn't take any chances. And problems afoot here for Inter Milan at the moment. 0-0. And Spurs get that all-important opening goal that would put a lot of pressure on Inter Milan at the start there. One of the big clubs of two of the biggest names in European football colliding here in the opening days. That corner comes in from the far side and too close to Handanovic. Corner came in from the left-hand side. It was a poor corner really by Davinson Sanchez of all people. He's the centre-back taking corners. Now, surely you'd be leaving that to towards Christian Eriksen, wouldn't you? The best corner I've seen for quite a long while, although there was a bit of shirt pulling here, a bit of skullduggery maybe. Was there a foul there on Harry Kane? Well, who knows, but the referee didn't spot anything or any skullduggery at all. Sanchez winning the header from the goal kick about 15 yards inside his own half, and then the ball back in the Inter Milan half. And it's a long ball forward there by Brozovic, and offside. Go in there against Politano, and the game gets on again. Just again, not getting away with it at all there. But I have found this first half a very enjoyable first half for all sorts of reasons. But Spurs here not letting Inter settle in there too much, and Aurier now is fouled once again. As we come towards the half-hour mark of the first half. A free kick to Tottenham. Remember, Liverpool kick off at 8 o'clock tonight, so if you want to watch that on television, we won't be covering the game live, but so if you do want to watch Liverpool tonight, BT Sport is the place to watch it. You'll be able to watch it live at 8 o'clock this evening from Anfield. Here on the JB Correct YouTube channel, full match commentary of Spurs as the ball comes in towards the area of the free kick, and again Sanchez up from the back. We're nearly scoring at the right end this time, but his header was a little bit more tame than it needed to be, and it was straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. 0-0 at the moment in this vast San Siro even arena, and well, a tough baptism of fire so far. It's 0-0. Throwing to Tottenham, or throwing to Inter Milan rather. Half an hour gone. Opening night of Champions League group phase. First match day of 6. This is Group B. We're concentrating on, focusing on here. Group B. Barcelona, of course, also playing right now, and I believe it's still 0-0 as Nangulan gets the ball into the area and behind for a goal kick. And in fact, it's deflected. It's a corner. The cross came in from the right, and it was behind. In fact, it was deflected behind for a corner. So a corner then to Inter Milan here. Icardi is forward. It's going to be number 16 here, Politano, with the corner. Politano then left hand side in towards the far post, and they all went for it. Appeals for a free kick, I think, have been awarded. I think have been shown there by the referee. Well, they all went for it, and Dembele and Dyer, I think, got in each other's way. I don't think Perisic were doing anything too wrong at the back post, but nothing to worry about at the moment from Spurs. Michel Vorm still got his clean sheet. There was a lot of question marks about his goalkeeping on Saturday, but so far he's done okay. Hasn't had so much to do. There's been a goal in Barcelona, and it hasn't taken Lionel Messi long. 32 minutes he's played. He played in Champions League, and he's got his first goal. So Messi scores the first goal of the Champions League proper, and that's his 61st European Group Stage goal. Free kick it back. It was on the edge of the penalty area, I believe. And well, what a player he really is. He's a terrific player. He just doesn't do it enough for Argentina, which sort of puts the blot on his copybook. But Barcelona off to a flyer there. And the game there, you know, with all due respect to PSV, they're expected to win. And they are certainly living up to the expectations in the Nou Camp Stadium in Spain tonight. Here in the San Siro Stadium in Milan, where we're watching Inter against Tottenham. It's 0-0 here between these two great sides, who, remember, had a fantastic ding-dong 7 or 8 years ago when Gareth Bale hit the hat-trick in a 4-3 defeat. Inter Milan won the match, but Gareth Bale hit that amazing hat-trick. One of the best games of football I think I've ever seen in my life, and I'm 35 years old, and I've seen plenty of great games in my time growing up and commentating and watching as a spectator. But a night, one of those nights where you just had to be there to see it. My goodness, Gareth Bale made everyone aware of his nature that night, and on the strength of that performance, I feel it earned him that dream move to Real Madrid, where he's won 3 Champions Leagues now. As Politano now comes in, crosses in from the right hand side with his left foot, headed away by Spurs, and then back towards Brozovic. And we're now in the UK at 6:30. Usually at this stage I'll be watching the news, but at the moment we're watching football, and Nangulan has nicked the ball back and then stabs the ball towards the 6-yard area, and away by Davinson Sanchez, but he's lost it, and Brozovic now running toward the area. Brozovic with a shot just wide of the far post, left hand side post, and behind for a goal kick. Hit it right footed, but Roberts scuffed it towards the far post, and wide it went, and it remains goalless. The San Siro has Inter Milan there. Have just had a great opportunity to go into the lead, but at the moment nothing doing at the moment. So Messi has scored for Barcelona. They're 1-up in the game against PSV, in a game they on paper they're expected to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won very handsomely indeed. It's going to be a tough baptism for PSV, certainly in that vast Nou Camp arena, and they're having a very tough time of it at the moment. But as I say, first game, nothing's decided after one match. Anything could still happen in the next five match days. And so far, really, Spurs have done okay. They're not dug up any daisies at the moment, but at the moment they're doing all right. At the moment, 0-0, coming up towards 10 minutes of the first half remaining, and we're now into those last 10 minutes now, and it's a really good atmosphere now. But here's Son now down the left-hand side for Spurs. Can he make something happen now? He needs to get Kane in the centre. There's two in the centre there for Spurs, and Andanovic got a touch on. Back in by Uriel on the far side. And Inter Milan scrambled away. Sanchez hooking it back towards Vertonghen, and it's now back in the Spurs half of the field. And Spurs having to come again through Dyer. And now Vertonghen. Now Davinson Sanchez. Now Urie. Or Robert Lamella, sorry. Now Dyer. Inside the centre circle. Over the halfway line. Into the Inter half he goes. Goes to the left hand side where Son is waiting. Son. Going forward. You haven't really seen much of Harry Kane as an attacking force, which from a neutral point of view has been a little bit disappointing. Inter Milan have so far have coped with him very, very well. This is Lamella, chips the ball in there. Now Harry Kane inside the area. Kane round the keeper, and then the angle died on him, and before he could hook it back, he ran out of pitch. He tried to hook it back. It came off his shin and out of play, and behind for a goal kick. Just when I was saying there that Harry Kane had been quiet, peels off the shoulder of the last defender. Lovely little chip in there, and Kane was onside. But I think, to be fair to Andanovic, he did more than enough there to put Kane off, make him retreat away enough from the goal. And by that time, the angle died on him, and he failed even to keep it in play. And it remains 0-0 in the Champions League Group B. But Harry Kane is all of a sudden getting back into things here. After a quiet 34-35 minutes, he's now had a chance for himself. 0-0 here at the moment in this UEFA Champions League. And what a UEFA Champions League it promises to be, between two sides who, oh my goodness, he's slipped there, and a real chance here for Tottenham, for Inter Milan. Is Brozovic takes possession. Now then, Nangulan 25 yards out, sways it in there to Politano on the right hand side. Politano now. In fact, a free kick has been given, and a yellow card to Davinson Sanchez. Almost conceded an own goal, and now concedes a free kick. I have to say, it looked a little harsh. I think Nangulan was giving a real flea in the referee's ear, and I think that's what's caused the yellow card to be shown. I don't think it was a yellow card. In fact, I didn't think it was a free kick, in fact. I think Sanchez, in my opinion, got the ball. And Spurs here, rather controversially, have got themselves a free kick situation now to defend. Davinson Sanchez, as I said, has got a yellow card for that. Rather harshly, in my opinion, but well, it's up to Michel Vorm now to build the wall. Politano's up behind this one with his left foot. It's 25 yards out to the right of centre. Can he finish this off now? It's going to be left-footed. Can he hit the target? Can he score when Eriksson earlier on couldn't? So Politano now steps up, left foot into the wall, and behind for Inter Milan corner. My goodness me, the manager there. And who got the touch? Well, what about that? Harry Kane in the middle of that wall jumped up and nonchalantly headed the ball away. Corner kick, and again Politano to swing it in, left footed from the right hand side towards the back post, and what a catch that was from Vorm. Well, nothing wrong with his goalkeeping tonight. A lot of question marks asked of his goalkeeping on Saturday after that mistake, which led to the goal from Liverpool, scored by Gigi Wijnaldum. But not tonight. He's been very assured, good candle in there, and a good super catch inside his own 6-yard box. And I have to say, he came for a Forest of players there, which made it that little bit difficult for him. That's going to be a foul there, surely, on number 44. Perisic. And a free kick to Spurs, and that's Jan Vertonghen. Cardi having a few words to say. Just let the referee get on with it. I don't like it when professional footballers try and get a fellow professional into the book, or even worse still, sending off. What happened to honour and sportsmanship in the game? Someone that I was debating with someone I was talking about with Chris Whiteman, who makes his commentating return on Saturday. and we're doing 2 matches. One will be a 3 o'clock game between Burnley and Bournemouth with myself, and of course there will be either a lunchtime and we'll have either the lunchtime match or the late kick-off as well that Saturday afternoon, and of course we'll have the another match live on the Sunday at 1:30 for your listening pleasure as well. Plenty of football coming up live on the JB Clark YouTube channel this weekend. At least 3 matches from the Premier League next weekend. And here goes Spurs forward again with Aurier. We're inside the last 5 minutes here. Champions League. Here's Ericsson now for Tottenham. Back to Aurier once again. Aurier now into Ericsson. Ericsson doing well. Just as the pirouette on the right hand side. Back in field to Eric Dyer. Now the ball out towards the far side, and Dyer was there lurking, but it's out for a throw in. 41 minutes gone. 0-0 is the scoreline here in Milan. Champions League. Here's Vertonghen now to Ben Davies on the left hand side. Ben Davies running at the defenders, trying to go through, but he's lost out in the end. The ball breaks kindly there for Jan Vertonghen. Vertonghen gets the ball back, and here's Davinson Sanchez. Sanchez now to Eric Dyer, who's looking for some support. Has to go back to Sanchez. Sanchez now to Dembele. Dembele plays it in towards Son, who's just drifted deep a little bit. Son playing it forward towards Harry Kane. Had to chop it first time. Now Ericsson 25 yards out. And here's a chance now for Spurs. Lamela towards Dembele, and the cross back was a good save by Andanovic. And then Ericsson surely was fouled on the far side, and Perisic is furious there with the referee and the linesman on the far side. And I don't think it's any good him arguing. Well, I don't know. I'd like to see that one again. And there's the cross. I think it was Aurier rather than Dembele who crossed back, and well, the referee has made 1 or 2 questionable decisions against both sides in this first half. At least one coach is not shy of telling the 4th official exactly what he thinks of the officiating here. He thinks there's a little bit of skullduggery, but it's a 3 kick to Tottenham in a very good position. And if they can make something of this, well, it'd be a great blow for them now. Ericsson and Lamela, the 2-man committee. Will it be the left foot of Ericsson or the left foot of Lamela, or the right foot of Ericsson? Looks like it's going to be Lamela to swing it in with his left foot on the right hand side. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be Lamela then with his left foot. Swings it in there to the penalty area. Kane, I think, was trying an overhead kick inside the area, and the referee's given a foot up there against Kane, and a free kick to Inter. So 0-0 still. And of course Manchester United kick off tomorrow night against Young Boys of Bern, and of course Manchester City take on Lyon at the Etihad Stadium. So the Manchester clubs begin their matches tomorrow night. I think they're both kicking off at 8 o'clock by the looks of it there. So Ivan Perisic has actually got himself a booking, I think, for complaining not just to the referee but to the linesman as well. So we're coming up towards the last 70 seconds then of normal time at the end of the first half, and when we get to the half-time interval, we'll have a 10-minute break like we usually do for these live games. Meanwhile, we've got an Inter Milan player down there. Lamela's now being penalised. They reckon that the Inter players are making a little bit of a fuss of it. This is number 18, Asamoah. Well, he's got him there by the shoulder, but not a fistful shirt for me. I think Asamoah again just making a little bit of a meal of it. And the game now just starting to get a little bit scrappy as we come towards the end of the first half. One or two needle decisions there, which is sort of getting the players up at the moment, up on their backs, and that's not helping the flow again. The referee needs to try and get this game flowing, and we want to see some football here. I'd like to see someone more on the foreign west try and play a good advantage when an attacking team's in a good position defensively, but at the moment it's 0-0, and it has been however cagey end to the first half, which promised so much but delivers so little in the way of goal mouth activity. We've played the 45 minutes, we're into stoppage time. We'll get the Word from our French fourth official to see how long we're going to have at the end. In fact, we're not going to have any stoppage time at all. So there we go. Half time it is. And, well, the Inter Milan manager isn't very pleased at all with the way he feels that the decisions are being shared out against his team. But, well, he's having a word there with Pochettino. At least it's friendly between the two coaches anyway, that's for sure. But it's been very cagey. Ericsson with a free kick. Harry Kane came close for Spurs. At the other end, we had a free kick from Politano, which was charged away, but not really much to write home about here at the San Siro after 45 minutes. So we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and then after that break, full second half coverage of Inter Milan and Tottenham. And I can report here from Milan that at half time here, it's Inter Milan 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Join us for the second half after a 10-minute break. Welcome back to the San Siro Stadium in Milan, where Inter Milan and Tottenham Hotspur are playing against each other, of course, in the Group B stages of the Group of the Champions League. Group B we're focusing on tonight in this game, and 0-0 is the current score at the moment. As I say, Barcelona winning 1-0 in their match at the moment, and we'll be underway in a few seconds from now, but it's 0-0 here in the San Siro Stadium in Milan. And what an atmosphere it's going to be for the second half. As I say, 0-0 from the first 45 minutes, which was really disappointing from a spectacle. From a neutral perspective, let's hope it livens up greatly as we get underway then in this second half. Inter Milan now attacking the goal to our left in those black and blue stripes, and Spurs, I say, in white, and we're already underway then in this second half with the scoreline 0-0 as we are now underway. So just to remind you, the two teams: Andanovic in goals, Skerriar de Prime, Miranda and Asamoah the defenders, Vecchino, Brozovic, Politano, Nainggolan, Perisic and Icardi for Inter. The bench: Prandelli, the goalkeeper; Burnley, also a goalkeeper; Keita, Racciola, Valero, D'Ambrosio and Candreva. As Nainggolan takes the ball there, plays it out to the far side. We'll remind you that Spurs side in just a second here. Here's a chance for Politano, and he shoots just wide and behind for a goal kick to Tottenham. So in goal for Tottenham is Michel Bowman. It's Aurier, Verdongen, Davis and Sanchez. And then in the midfield we've got Eric Dyer, Moussa Dembele, Christian Eriksen, Eric Milala in behind, and Son and Kane up front. On the bench we've got Rose, wings, Wanyama, Walker Peters, Laurenti, Gazaniga the goalkeeper, and Moira the referee. It's Cannot Tupan of France. So we're back underway, as I say, and we played 2 minutes of the second half. And here's Eric Dyer now, or rather Christian Eriksen, bursting through the centre. Eriksen chips the ball in, but Harry Kane was not on his wavelength, and the ball now goes in the touch for a goal kick to Tottenham. To Inter Milan, sorry. That should have been a corner there, as Politano's shot did deflect off the defender, and in fact he deflects here, as I've just seen there, of Ben Davis. So I think Inter Milan a little bit unfortunate now not to get a corner out of that. But Messi with a goal in Barcelona, the only goal so far on opening night of the Champions League. But as I said, there's plenty more games to come at 8 o'clock, including Liverpool's match. And what a big game that is against PSG, and I think Anfield will be absolutely rocking for that one. But here at the moment it's 0-0. The ball played back and it's hooked away up towards halfway, and a chance now for Brozovic to take possession of the ball. Now the ball into Brozovic again, out to the far side. Just a little patient build up this from Inter as they look to go forward, looking for this opening goal. Just to remind everybody that Messi's goal in the first half was his 61st career goal in the... Oh, and there's a chance here for Lamela just for a moment or two, but Andanovic was quickly out of his goal, but I think the referee had assisted a flag for offside anyway. But just going back to Messi's free kick, it was his 61st Champions League goal in the group stages. Goodness me, how many he scored overall as Inter go forward again, looking towards Perisic, who's been penalised. He's fouled Aurier, and a free kick, and oh my goodness, he's at it again. The Inter Milan manager is at it again. Oh dear me. Let's have a look at it on the replay where he's pushed him down. I don't think there's much doubt about that one. I think Perisic had to push him out, and I think that was the right decision from the French referee. Still 0-0 here between Inter Milan and Tottenham Hotspur in the UEFA Champions League group stages. Group B we're focusing on tonight, and the ball played in there. Chance here for Eriksen, can't get it away. Aurier now wins it and finds Dyer. Dyer plays it in towards Eriksen. Eriksen back in there again, and Aurier now making a break. Out comes Andanovic, and he does well there. The goalkeeper, the Inter Milan goalkeeper, did really well there. As I say, no substitutes yet used by either side at the moment. As we come up towards nearly 5 minutes of the second half played. And one kick out once more over to the far side it goes, and infield towards Vecchino, but he's lost out once more, and a chance here for Tottenham to break with Son down the left hand side, infield again. Chances here now for Lamella, back to Son once again, far side. Son just has to check back and play the ball back once more to Ben Davies, and Spurs were a bit wasteful, I felt, in possession during the first half. They had good possession, they had good situations which they completely ignored, and now they've been giving the ball away, and Anguilla now up against by Spurs defenders, and he's taking them all on out towards the far side where Perisic was waiting. Nangulan has actually tracked won a free kick here to Inter Milan, and a yellow card issued, I think, to Dembele. Was it Eric Dyer? Looks like Eric Dyer to me. Well, let's have a look at what happened here. Yep, he's clearly tugged his shirt. The referee's eagle-eyed there, spotted it, and in fact it's Jan Vertonghen who's picked up the booking rather than Eric Dyer. So a free kick here to Inter in a very promising position. Again 30 yards out, this time on the right of centre, and Brozovic is right up behind this one. My heavens, if they got to go from here, then Spurs are looking at all sorts of trouble. Politano is also there working with the right foot. Could well be a left footer, could well be a right footer. Who's going to hit it? It's going to be, in fact, it's played towards Politano. That was a clever move, and the cross, well, like he got a deflection, but the referee says goal kick. But a lovely little worked free kick routine there between Brozovic and Politano. Almost paying dividends there for Inter Milan as they broke freely down that right hand side. But it didn't come off to no avail, and it remains 0-0 as we come up towards 7 minutes of the second half played in this Champions League Group B. 6 match days in total throughout the group phases, and then the last 16 will reconvene after a winter break in mid-February, all the way to the final at the back end of the season. And you'll be able to hear that final, of course, live on the JB Clark YouTube channel, as you have done last year. And we brought you last year's final from last year's final as well, where Real Madrid beat Liverpool 3-1 in a cracking final. This is a chance here for Ericsson. Gets his shot in, saved by the goalkeeper. Might come to Ericsson again, second time deflection, and it's gone in! Ericsson, fire deflection for Spurs inside the penalty area, struck it first time. A great save by Andanovic, should have really pushed it out. Moscow down as a mistake by the keeper, and then it came back to Ericsson again. His shot might have got a wicked deflection, but it took it past Andanovic, and Tottenham take the lead in Milan. Christian Eriksen, the scorer. Bit fortunate here, got a bit lucky, but he got the bounce there. There was the shot, should have palmed it away. And then then Eriksen with a shot, it just deflects here off a defender. And really, Andanovic should be doing a lot better from the initial shot. He hits it well with his right foot, and, well, that's the first save. He should be palming that out, and then the second one deflects off the defender, Miranda, and despite the heroic attempts of Andanovic, he can't get there. In fact, he's palmed it into his net. I think he should have saved that, in fairness. That's really poor goalkeeping on two levels. I know there's a deflection there on the second shot, but even so, the goalkeeper for me should be doing an awful lot better. But a breakthrough here in Milan, and it's gone to Tottenham. Christian Eriksen, the scorer. Great news here in Milan. Internazionale 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And Michel Vorm, who's had a marvellous game up until now, kicking it away. But here come Inter Milan. Nangulan now on the far side, gets the crossing. Did it deflect? Referee says it didn't. Goal kick. Wow. A penny for Inter Milan's faults at the moment. Christian Eriksen, 3 attempts, 3 on target, and now a goal. And an important one as well at that. Very important really under the circumstances to get the goal. And well, that really puts Tottenham in the box seat now as the ball comes towards the right hand side, and it's Lamela. Uriye's on the overlap, but Lamela goes in field. It's Eric Lamela on the left foot, deflected and just wide. Just wide. Looked like it got a deflection. And it did carry it behind the far post for a corner. Indeed it is. And it's going to be a corner now, whipped in towards the near post from the far side and hooked out by Inter. And then back in once more, headed away there by Perisic. And then the ball back in there again. Chance here for Son if he can get his head up. And in the end it's behind for the goal kick. Inter with it all to do then. If they're going to get back into this game, maybe they need to stop looking for free kicks and start getting their heads down and playing some football. They might be able to get a result out of this. We've had just over 11 minutes of the second half. It's Inter Milan 0, Tottenham 1. We'll be with you until around about 10 to 8 this evening. And when the game is finished. So this really is an important one now as a break comes forward now by Becchino over towards the far side. Now a chance here for Politano now to run at the defender Ben Davis, and Politano whips in a good cross there and a header won by the number 44 Perisic. It was a good header chance there from just inside the 6-yard area to the left of the goal, and he nods it straight at Form, who hangs on and handles it superbly. His handling has been magnificent. Former Swansea goalkeeper given his chance because of an injury to Hugo Lloris, and also the French keeper has suffered a double whammy because not only is he injured, he's also got a 20-month ban for drink driving as well. So bit of a double whammy there for Hugo Lloris. And it's 1-0 still to to Tottenham. In a it's been a very touchy game as regards this, but we've got to go anyway to show for it, and that's the important thing. I think that's what's important really. Spurs now have got a lead to defend, and if they can get 3 points from this, it's a good start for them, as that ball was whipped in but too close to Michel Vorm on the right hand side. And now here comes Spurs once again, going through the gears as they ought to. Here's Son now on the left hand side. Son has picked out Kane, and Kane now has got Eriksen in the middle, and Son is in there. Lamela and Eriksen wait in the centre towards Lamela. The crossing from the left hand side, low in, and Mike is there saying hello gents, good evening to you, and good evening to you Mike, as we have a corner. And Inter Milan on the brink here. If they go 2-0 down, it's very hard to see them coming back from this. They must stay for as long as they can and hope they get a chance. It's Eriksen with the corner far side as we look. Eriksen clicks it in towards the near post, and it's headed away once more. Lamela jumps up for that one, and then Son with an ambitious shot from just to the left of the D for all about 30 yards with his right foot, and he hits it straight down the throat of Andanovic, who grabbed the ball very cleanly and so simply, and in the end Inter Milan survived that little onslaught. That would have been some goal if Son had connected that a little bit better and caught Andanovic a little bit napping, flat-footed, or maybe napping at the same time. But at the moment it's going Tottenham's way here, but you cannot write off Inter Milan as Asamoah tries to break down the left. Ball breaks to Perisic. Perisic down to Brozovic. They've certainly still got the capabilities here, Inter, of breaking it down, of breaking it here. Stoke against Swansea, of course, is on the television. That's a championship game. It was a Premier League game last season, but of course we've got also later tonight we've got Liverpool up against PSV. That's going to be my viewing sorted out for tonight. after we come off air at around about 10 to 8 British time here. As the long ball forward is put away by Skinniar, and Inter now looking to get back into it now with Vecchino, and Vecchino goes forward, it goes down, the referee says free kick Inter, midway inside the Tottenham half, just to the right of centre. Now this really is squeaky bum time now, half an hour to play here, and it's Inter Milan 0, Tottenham 1. 8 attempts to 6 in Inter's favour. Tottenham have had 4 shots on target to Inter Milan's 2 and are 1 goal ahead. But have a free kick to defend. Must be all of 40 yards out, and it's Politano and Brozovic, the two-man committee over the ball. Will it be the left foot of it's more than likely to be the left foot of Politano here, and it is Politano to whip the ball into the penalty area. Headers one, and then Ben Davies robber. There was a header one in there by Miranda, and then the ball went to Davies, who scuffed it wildly behind for a goal kick, for a corner rather. Could have gone anywhere. It could have easily been an own goal. Politano then to take the corner from the left hand side. Politano runs up left footed into the 6-yard box, headed away by Spurs. There was a good bit of blanket defence. Brozovic picks up the loose ball, still deep inside Tottenham territory. Nangulan plays it out towards the left hand side, a little flick on, the right hand side, a little flick on, and it's into the arms of Michel Vorm. And trying anything to avoid watching the Spurs game, cannot stand them. Well, they haven't been at their sparkling best, Mike, if I'm being honest, but they have been just literally the better team. They're not a bad team, Spurs, to watch, but the Barcelona as well. Barcelona leading for a goal through Messi, in case you've joined us late. Here's Aurier now for Tottenham, and they're looking for a second here, and a chance here on the break, and Son can't finish it. Son can finish it now. Son shoots and scores, but the gag is up for offside. Lamela, I think, had the earlier shot, charged away, and there was 2, I think, offside in Spurs white. Let's see the replay. There's the shot from Lamela, and yes, I'm just seeing Kane and Son were both offside. Son, in fact, pirouetted past the defender, who stood static, and here's Perisic at the other end. The game's also non-stop. Perisic with a cross back, and it's not a good one. There was only one in the centre, and it would have needed a miracle for Perisic to pull that one back, considering then he was outside the 6-yard box, the man in the middle. Inter have 1 of 3 kicking whilst all that's been going on. It's all happening here. Politano whips that one into the penalty area, and out of play for a goal kick, and Icardi can't get on the end of that, so it remains 1-0, and well, Nangulan is absolutely furious with the French officials, and I think that's been the story really from Inter Milan's point of view. They just want to argue with the officials instead of getting their heads down and playing some football, and that's been a problem for me really. Well, Tottenham are about to make a change, just with 63 minutes of the first period gone. Off comes Son, who's played really well, I thought, tonight. He's done really, really well. And on in his place comes Lucas Moura. So Lucas Moura comes on now, and I think he's a very good player. He certainly tore Manchester United apart the other night, the Monday night, and he really looked unplayable. Perisic has come off for Inter Milan, and he's been replaced by Antonio Candrevia. So it looks as if he wears number 87, incidentally, and already he's into the lines and straight away arguing with the referee over a decision. Let's get on with the game. No time when Inter Milan are 1-0 down to start arguing with officials. Ball into the penalty area, Spurs. Candrevia trying to get on the end of that. He's playing on the left hand side of midfield. Now a chance here for a cross to come into the penalty area, and it won't find Politano in the penalty area and out of play. Of course, yes, I remember. Yes, he was indeed. Well, Harry Kane, apart from that one moment in the first half where he got free, went round the keeper but was forced wide by Handanovic. I've not really seen much of. I've been a little bit disappointed that he's not been in the game enough. But when we said that during the first half, he sort of sprang into life for a second or two. But the difference really has been the willingness from Spurs not to play it against not to play the referee, but to play the football. And you can see I've just seen the difference there in the two sides, and Spurs have been a lot more disciplined, I think, in the game than Inter Milan have been. And more form in trouble, and he's been fouled. He's been fouled. I think he had every right to go for that, Icardi. Probably get a yellow card for that, I think. Well, Vorm took a risk. I think Icardi had every right to go in there and try and win the ball. He was rather late into that tackle. I'm surprised the referee didn't actually book him, but it did look like a little bit of a late tackle. But it doesn't matter. 20 minutes of the second half gone. 65 and a bit minutes played. Inter Milan 0, Tottenham 1. Goal after 53 minutes. A deflected long-range effort by Christian Eriksen. 1-0. And here comes the kick. Vorm, who won the free kick, but he took a gamble. And he's been playing well as well up until that point as well, and that's always a worry when your goalkeeper starts dawdling about like that. Here's Brozovic now in the midfield, takes it forward over the halfway line it goes, and Candideva now has a chance now to run forward. He's got Asamoah on that near side, and he can't find Asamoah on the left. Really poor ball that was. And now a chance here now for Aurier to bring down the right hand side. Feeds Lamela, feeds Kane. But again, good challenge there. Suarez has hit the bar in Barcelona. But it still remains 1-0 to Barcelona against well, it looks as if PSV are digging in there and trying to limit the damage to at least one here. That's the impression I'm getting from the comments that I'm receiving. But Suarez has hit the bar in the Nou Camp Stadium. Here in the San Siro Stadium in Milan. It's Inter Milan 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And what a game it has been. Second half it's livened up after a bit of a stop-start first half. And here goes a chance here for Lucas Moura, and he's got pace to burn, this kid, and he's running to the area and he tried to do too much. Lamela, I think he's offside as the ball fell to him. I don't think he was, you know. I don't think he was. I thought he was offside. I thought he was offside. He must not have been. The linesman kept his flag down. I was surprised at that. Now Icardi now takes possession, and look at the run here. A chance here for Candideva now to stretch his legs. And did that deflect off Sanchez? No, I don't think it did. I think it's a goal kick to Tottenham. Halfway through the second half. Just tried to do too much, and well, I thought Lamela was offside there, but Handanovic made a fantastic save. No flag there, and well, there could have been a bit of uproar on the Inter bench if that had been number 2, but it didn't work out that way. Still remains 1-0 to Spurs, who lost a 7-goal thrower here some 8 years ago when Gareth Bale hit the hat-trick and announced himself on the world stage that night. Here's Eriksen now. Spurs looking for that second. The ball towards the back post where Lucas Moura was waiting, and it's headed behind for a throw-in in line with the Inter Milan penalty area to Tottenham. It's been a rip-roaring second half. I've really enjoyed the second half. It's been better than the first in terms of entertainment value. It really has. It's been good to watch. Here's Ben Davies on the far side for Spurs, leading by a goal to 0. Christian Eriksen the goal scorer. And here is Davinson Sanchez to Aurier. Aurier now midfield to Eriksen, plays a 1-2 with Lamela, and now whips the ball out towards Davies, who got there first, couldn't find Lucas Moura with that attempted through pass, which he worked so hard to try and win in the tackle. Kane also in there. Spurs want a free kick but not get one. And here they come again, the blue and black shirts of Inter Milan, who lead in this game by a goal to 0. And here is a free kick to Inter, about 10 yards inside the Tottenham half of the field. Are we going to see late drama here in the San Siro Stadium in Milan? Chip forward, and again, good header one again, and it's Eriksson doing some good defensive work, and back to Urier again. Now Eric Dyer has it midway inside his own half. Dyer now forward up towards Lamela. Lamela takes possession. This has been fantastic play from Spurs from start to finish, and this is Lucas Moura out on the far side, and well, I think Barcelona in control. He's saying 69% to 39 and 18 shots to 11, and at 1-0 it's still a very dangerous lead. Here's Urier now in field to Dyer, who knocks it back in field again, and Spurs now just contented now to keep possession and try and frustrate into Milan for as much as they can. Less than 20 minutes of the match, but stoppage time to go, and look at this pace of Lucas Moura into the penalty area. Lamela now down the left hand side. Lamela out came Andanovic, got half hand on it, and in the end De Frey got it away as well, quite coolly there. But again Lucas Moura paced the burn down that left hand side, and it's just too quick for the Inter defence at the moment. And here he is on the ball now. He's up against two Inter Milan defenders, and he plays it to Urier in for Trippier, who's not made the 18. Urier rather with the cross, nodded away. Spurs like to play one or two of the French players for Europe, but at the moment it's coming off a treat for Mauricio Pochettino. And I tell you what, if they were to win in Milan, it would be the perfect pick-me-up after a very disappointing display at Wembley on Saturday, as Keita Bolde, to give him his full name, comes on. He's going to be replacing... Who's he going to be replacing here? The Spurs are making a change as well. And it looks like it's Eric Lamela that's coming off. And he's had a good match as well. 4 attempts, on target 3, and number 8, Harry Winks, the young lad who will get an opportunity to see what he can do. Remember, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, if you want to watch that a bit later, it's on BT Sport 2. They're just starting the build-up for that, actually. And in fact, there's about 35 minutes to go to kick off in that one, where just less than 20 minutes to go in this one. Barcelona nearly had what was a penalty, but they only get a corner out of that one. Michael's really given us a real proper description of things on the comment section here. Don't forget hashtag JB Live if you want to talk about anything on the thing. I'm just glad that the comment section is working on the PS4. It wasn't working over the weekend, and I'm just glad it's working today. And it's number 8 there. Raquinho tangles over on the far side. Still 1-0. Nangulan now. Nangolan loses out once more, and again Ben Davies, again a hero for Tottenham. They've all played real heroes roles. Harry Kane hasn't really been involved too much, hasn't really needed to be. Now Harry Winks getting his first touch deep inside his own half, and then plays a comfortable 1-2 there with Urier, and then Urier rather casually gives the ball away. He was far too casual there, and Harry Winks came back to rescue him in there. And 2-0 to Barcelona, as splashed up on the screen, or splashed up on the comment section. So 2-0, and it looks like Michael enjoyed that one. A great goal. It's Dembele from the outside of the area, not the Spurs Dembele or the Celtic, well, former Celtic player Dembele, but I'm sure, the more expensive Dembele. We hit it from outside the box, and that's surely now puts Barcelona in complete control, if they weren't already so far in this game. Barcelona 2, PSV 0 is the scoreline, and in the other game that kicked off, and apparently it was finessed into the corner. So yeah, very good description there from Mike. We knew what you were saying, Mike. Don't apologise for the spelling. I'm a very good reader, so don't worry. I haven't got to the stage here and at my age for reading guesses just yet. Nangulan now plays it over to the far side, and he picks out one of the Inter players over on the far side. Now Brozovic to win the next ball inside the centre circle, still inside the Spurs half. Now a chance for Asamoah to get the ball in there, and it goes behind everybody else. And Inter Milan here now need to really make a good go of this now in the remaining time that remains, because quite frankly, they haven't really turned up to the party as yet. Here's Keita. Good cross by him, but it won't reach Asamoah. And out of play for a goal kick. Well, Keita trying to cross in there from the far side and wasn't going to come off scot-free in that one. Well, Michel Vorm has had a couple of dicey moments in the second half. But apart from that, his clean sheet's still very much intact. With a quarter of an hour to go, Spurs on the cusp of a famous away victory here in the UEFA Champions League Group B. Liverpool to come later on against PSG, Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield, and I'm sure Anfield come kick-off when the You Never Walk Alone will be playing out over that famous tunnel at Anfield. Will be absolutely rocking, as they always do on European nights. And San Siro is also a great atmosphere on a European night as well. There's been a third goal for Barcelona, Michael's telling us, and Lionel Messi's grabbed his second goal, and that ties it up now for Barcelona. 3-0 ahead. Lionel Messi, that's his 62nd goal in Group Stage Champions League football, and fantastic. And how I know that, because Russ Burnley told me the first goal he scored 61. So our statsman and commentator Russ Burnley coming to my aid once again, and it's been a remarkable night at the moment. So 1-0 still to Tottenham, who have a free kick fouled by Asamoah just inside the Inter Milan half, just where they need to be right now. The Inter bench looks on. I have to say, on the bench, I don't know what possessed the coach there to pick two goalkeepers on the bench. Usually you'd pick just one goalkeeper. It's a very rare occurrence that two goalkeepers will get injured in the same game. It's a very much an oddity in football these days. Where Spurs have a throw-in about 5 yards from the edge, almost in line of the edge of the penalty area. And in fact they go back to their own half and now just keep in possession. They're on course for a 1-0 win here in Milan. And they could offside given against Harry Winks, as he tried to bomb down that right-hand channel. Lovely through ball by Davinson Sanchez. But Inter Milan nearly need to get their A game forward, and it's Asamoah playing it in. With chest control there by Keita. Keita turns well, finds Asamoah again. Now Brozovic now plays it out. And number 8, Vecchino, takes the ball. There's been a red card in the Barcelona game as Inter Milan go on the attack, and out comes Vorm. And Gulen's flick on, and the goalkeeper read it so well. Good headering back, and here goes Spurs again with Dembele. Been an amazing afternoon's football here as Harry Kane holds the ball up. Kane turns and gets the ball away, and Spurs looking to finish the job off now. Samuel Ntiti is back. He's been sent off for a second yellow in that game. Spurs still leading. 78 minutes of the game gone. Inter Milan 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1 is the scoreline. We'll be with you right until the full-time whistle, where we'll have to leave it. It's gone about 7:30 here in the UK, over in the UK. So 12 minutes plus, less than 12 minutes plus stoppage time remain of the 90, plus any time added on for stoppages at the end of this. It's been an amazing first match night of the UEFA Champions League. Of course, it's the first match day of 6. Group stages start now and then finish now to December. It's the group phases. Then there's a winter break for a month and a half or so, and then in mid-February the second half of the Champions League season really then kicks in with the last 16 all the way through to the final in late May. One ball forward, and it's going to be with Michel Vorm this time. And as Nangulan was trying to control the ball, he fell off balance, and Vorm was able to take the ball under no Great pressure. Spurs holding in there for what could be a famous 1-0 win. Barcelona 3 up in the other match, but have Samuel and Titi sent off for second goal. 1 goal for Dembele, 2 for Messi. 61st and 62nd goals in Champions League Group Stage football. The man sometimes, I mean, not to put too fine a point in it or try to take any goals off Messi, but they are. I think he finds it very, very easy against, with all due respect to PSV Eindhoven. And Eindhoven very subdued opposition, inferior opposition, I think, the word I was looking for. But nothing to separate these two sides. Just a 1 goal at the moment. Possession has been rather close as well, but they've got less than 9.5 minutes here into to try and grab a point from this. To remind you about the point system: 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and I think it's not goal difference that decides who finishes above where at the end. It's whoever has the best head-to-head. And here is a chance here for Inter, over the top from Politano, shooting from the right hand side, and he hits it over the bar. That was a big chance. It's Candideva rather who's hit that over the bar, sorry. And behind for a goal kick. And we've got 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. Michel Vorm will be very, very delighted that that went over the bar. Apart from one moment, it's I don't know why it has to be decided by head-to-head. It's so complicated. I would rather have the goal difference system, and teams go through if it's level on goal difference on goals scored. There's a yellow card, I think, for Michel Vorm for time wasting. The yellow card certainly came out. Manchester United incidentally play Young Boys of Bern, and then Manchester City back in Manchester play Lyon. Another one of those teams that have been in the latter stages of the Champions League for so many years now, consistently, but have never really taken those extra couple of steps, really. And they've had some really good goals at it, Lyon as well. There's some really good teams with full of promises, but when it's got to the last 8 at least, that's where their Champions League journeys invariably have always ended. But they're back in it this year. I'm looking to do a lot of damage this year. But Liverpool, real test for them at 8 o'clock as they take on PSG with Neymar and all that lot. Gigi Buffon is now joined them now from Juventus. There's been a goal for disallowed for offside. I think it was a Barcelona. I'm sure Michael will confirm that for me, but looked like a Barcelona goal chalked off for offside. I can't see it being PSV at the moment, with all due respect to them. But it's at the moment with just under 7 minutes plus stoppage time left of this encounter. It's Inter Milan 0, Spurs 1, and it's been a real tough test. It was a PSV goal chalked off. Well, that's me with egg on my face. Here's Aurier now for Spurs. Gets the ball long and forwards. And then Eriksson. Well, I thought that was a foul. Yeah, foul on Eriksson. Foul on Eriksson there by Miranda. And Spurs now will take as much time as they dare to run the clock down, although I've made a note of the referee wanting to clamp down on time wasting, as he showed a few moments ago to Michel Vorm, who was confirmed booked for time wasting. Inter brought everybody back, strangely enough. You'd have thought then you would keep a couple further forward in the own half just in case they wanted to try and break out. This is Lucas Moura. Oh, he swept two as if they weren't exist. Kane waits in the centre. The ball deflects a couple of times. It still comes out to the edge of the area. Strikes it, and wide of the target it goes. Eric Dyer with his right foot from over 20 odd yards, hitting it over the bar. But as we see there, Lucas Moura breaking down the left hand side, and he looks a player, this fellow. He really does, and I think he's really settled in there. There was a lot of criticism at the start of the season. Spurs not buying anybody. Would it affect their chances? Well, at the moment, the squad is without one or two key players, notably Hugo Lloris, the captain and goalkeeper, and Dele Alli, of course. But so far, they've done a magnificent job of keeping Inter Milan at bay, and you've got to praise them for that. But here come Inter now, and they've got a man free on that left-hand side if he can be picked, and that's Asamoah. Asamoah with the cross, and he's crossed it right back, and there's the volley, and it's right into the corner. What a terrific left-foot volley from over 20 yards. It's Icardi who's got it. The captain shows a captain's example, and Inter Milan have equalised. Well, what a stunning volley. It looked as if Asamoah's cross was going to be a bit of an A-wire cross, but my goodness, he found Mauro Icardi and he struck it so well on the right foot. It was unbelievable. There's the cross, and he couldn't have picked out Icardi. Well, look at that on the volley. You've seen it on television. This is just unbelievable. That is going to be up there for goal of the tournament so far, and we've only played, what, 2 matches, almost 2 matches of the tournament so far. Wow, what a goal. It's only the first night of this, and well, that's the standard that Icardi has just set, and what a captain's example. It didn't look as if Inter Milan were going to get anything from this game, but they've saved themselves with 4 minutes to go, and now they might have a chance of winning it here as Brozovic wins the ball. Looks to get him Icardi in behind, but Michel Vorm out of his goal. Messi's now completed his hat-trick in the game at the Nou Camp. 4-0 now Barcelona, and 63 now in group stage football for the little Argentine. Here come Inter Milan now, looking to win the game. For so long, looked out of ideas and behind, and then Icardi comes up with this magnificent right-footed volley. One of the best volleys you'll see all season, that. And what a game now we've got ourselves. And here's Lucas Moura now. Kane up ahead, but he's offside, so he's had to play it to Harry Winks, and Winks gets the cross in towards Kane, and Andanovic came out to cut out any angles and crossed and stop the cross from coming in. What a frick roaring end to a game. 3 minutes to go to the end. What a finish. Couldn't have wrote the script for this, could you? What a fantastic performance. Inter Milan 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. A long ball forward up towards the big striker and captain Icardi, but he's been penalised. Wow, what a game. Well, you'd have to go a long way to see a sumptuous right-footed volley in a Champions League game of this magnitude. Really scintillating right-foot volley, and my goodness, the whole place here at the San Siro, the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, absolutely, the futuristic roof almost went off the roof. And here's a chance now, over the top. It was Lucas Moura with his right foot, and now Valero about to come on for Inter. This is the goal again. What a fantastic volley, and I think it's the captain that's gone off anyway, Icardi. I tell you what, you have to go some to see a goal like that. 2 minutes left. Valero now about to come on for Icardi. It's Nangolan, sorry. Nangolan. But he's getting a good round of applause. Nangolan is going to come off. I thought for a moment it was going to be Icardi, because they were showing a replay of that, but it isn't him. Danny Rose, I would have thought, will replace Ben Davies here for Tottenham. In fact, he's not. He's replacing... Well, that's a strange one. I think Pochettino may end up with just a point from this. He's handed the captain's armband to Eric Dyer. Well, that's a strange one, but having said all that, he's not really been in the game much, really, apart from one moment in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes of the first half. He's not really been in the game much, Harry Kane. And that, if you're a Tottenham fan looking in, is quite a bit of a disappointment, really. We're the last minute of this game, and, well, it looked as if it was going to be a famous Tottenham victory for a long, long time, and then 3 minutes... Less than 4 minutes from the end of the game, Icardi comes up with a sumptuous right-footed volley, and in the end, Inter Milan are back on terms. Can Spurs hold on now for a point? It's going to be all into Milan now, you can be sure of that. Asamoah on the left-hand side. Back in field it goes. And Asamoah will get another chance from Miranda's pass. And then he goes back to Miranda. Well, this is not what the Inter fans want to be seeing at the moment. Spurs have brought all 11 men behind the ball at the moment. But Inter playing between the lines as Asamoah keeps that in. Crosses in. Comes here to a chance here now for Brozovic. A chance here now for number 20. And he's done terrifically well, Valero. Valero now trying to knock the cross in. And Cardi's in there at the back. He goes down, but the referee's not going to give a penalty. He went down a little bit too easily. We're played the 90 minutes. We're 13 seconds into stoppage time for Richards. 4 extra minutes to be added. 4 extra minutes from the fourth official. So, game not over yet. Can Inter Milan snatch it in the last seconds? The ball looked in there, and they were going and over the top. I think Cardi was in there, and so too was number 8, Vecchino. And Inter again very close. I think he came off a Tottenham head. Looks like it's a corner. So it's not all over yet for Spurs. Corner to be taken from the far side. And it's going to be whipped into the 6-yard box. They all jump for it. The ball's loose. There's a bit of a scramble and off the line a couple of times. And then I couldn't tell there because it was quite a crowd scene. I'll surely try and work out who had the shots then in the replay. This is Valero. And Valero lifts it in again. Comes now to Brozovic. Brozovic does well. Now then, a chance to a cross. It's going to deflect behind for another corner. What a finish this is. And it's number 27 who's going to take it, Pradelli. Well, we can't have envisaged such a penalty finish like this. Referee watching for pushing and shoving. 2, 4, 5, 6 in that penalty area in there as that corner comes in. Very deep one this time. Header one, it's in! It's a Cardi at the back post yet again. It isn't, in fact, it's number 8 with the header. Vecchino, I think, has got it. And Inter Milan have won the game in stoppage time. Spurs, who led for so long, are now on the verge of first day defeat. And they were so static at the back. And in came Vecchino to finish it off and takes the acclaim of the vast majority of the fans here. Inter Milan. Matthias Vecchino has just won Inter Milan all 3 points. There's a header back, and it's a good header back there. The free with the first header at the far side. And then in came, I thought for a moment it was Icardi, but it was a free header there. Spurs caught ball watching. So was I, for that matter, and it was Vecchino who got the free header. No chance for form, and Inter Milan, with a minute of stoppage time remaining, have come back from the dead to surely now claim all 3 points here in a dramatic finish here. We couldn't have picked a better dramatic game to start our Champions League coverage this season on the JB Claret channel. My goodness, we've got it. Internazionale of Milan 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And we're now into time added on at the end of the 4 minutes. We're coming up towards the last 30 seconds of the time added on. And now Spurs have got to go some. They've not got Harry Kane now. This is Danny Rose. Something's got to give now. Can Spurs get an 8 equaliser? They've no Harry Kane on the pitch. Was that a mistake by Pochettino? Should he have kept him on for the remainder of the game? Ball's going to break to Andanovic, and that should be that now. Less than 10 seconds of stoppage time to go. Referee Clement Turpin looks calmly at his watch, showing now the Inter Milan fans are rejoicing. We played the 4 minutes. Long kick forward from Andanovic. Header won by Davison Sanchez. Brozovic has the possession. We're still very much into time added on at the end of time added on here. And here comes Chiesa holding the ball up well. Goes towards the corner flag on the near side. Good sensible football this from Chiesa. Plays the ball back and it's straight to Davison Sanchez and kicks clear. The referee now hasn't looked at his watch. by my knowledge yet. Spurs don't have possession. We've played 30 seconds over the 4 minutes, so it's still going on here. What a finish. Barcelona now 4 up, and that's a full-time result. Still playing here in Milan, and Tottenham have a late throw in here. We've played nearly a minute over. The referee there, I've just noticed, he's checked his watch. Vertonghen, it's all over. Milan have won it. Inter Milan have won it. But it was the late show. Spurs led for so long. A deflected strike from 20 yards by Christian Eriksen gets Spurs the lead after 53 minutes of the game. But then in the last 4 minutes, Inter Milan came back like a gazelle. Icardi with a superb 20-yard volley from outside the D, making it 1-1 with his right foot. A superb volley. You'd have to go a long way to see a terrific volley like that all season long. And then the winning goal, when a corner wasn't cleared, it came to Vecchino 2 minutes into stoppage time, 6 yards out, 3-header, into the corner it went. And Inter Milan, from the jaws of defeat, take all 3 points on match day 1. What an incredible ending. It was a little bit cumbersome the first half, it has to be said. Wasn't a lot of entertainment or drama in it, but Spurs must be kicking themselves. They were on course to put some wrongs of Saturday right, and then they've gone and shot themselves in front again from set plays, and their Achilles heel has happened again. And there's got to be serious questions asked now. There'll be Spurs fans ringing up now on radio phone-ins after this game and saying, why did we not strengthen in the summer? There's no freshness at all by the looks of it from that Spurs team. And I tell you what, Icardi's goal was probably the best goal we've seen all season. It really was. And do you know what? Inter Milan really gave it their all. When they went to go down, they never gave in, they never give up. And to be fair, you've got to give them credit, because that was a win for not giving up and not giving in. They thoroughly deserve it. And Spurs, trying to sit on that 1-goal lead, have paid the penalty. 3 points go the way of Inter Milan. And what a fantastic finish to a fantastic game of football. Even the Milan fans are still, the Inter fans still absolutely out on their feet. The Inter players greeting their supporters. It's been a glorious night for them when it looked as if it was going to be a disappointing night for them. But their captain came up with that volley. Here it is again. It looked as if the chance had gone, and look at the space Asamoah had to get the cross in. It looked a bit wayward at first, wide the cross, but what a volley that is. Just hits it full on the face with his right foot, and that's in before Lloris could even dive. That's a superb goal. So 1-1 it was. That was with 4 minutes to go, and then the winning goal. It was a comedy of errors defensively for Spurs, and they've now been beaten. And there will be some serious questions asked of their recruitment. There's going to be some serious questions asked about the defending. Are they missing Dele Alli? Are they missing Hugo Lloris? All these questions will be answered surely within the next few days or so. But a remarkable finish to a remarkable game of football, which was really good. Came to life after in the second half when Inter Milan went a goal down. But from then on in, they came back from the dead. They looked the better team as it went on. And now they are celebrating 3 well-earned Champions League points. And who can blame them? It's been a remarkable evening's football here in Milan. We're about to leave you here. And, well, what a finish it has been. It has been a remarkable evening here down in Milan. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Remember, football coming up on Saturday. We'll have Burnley at Bournemouth at 3 o'clock, and then Brighton and Spurs again at 20 past 5 with Chris Whiteman. But for me, JB, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all on Saturday for Burnley against Bournemouth. But until then, good night.